guys, thanks for coming back. This is US Agent 27. I am from the MUCollectorClub.com forums, and I'm back today. I was going to do a haul video, but since this is the only thing I grabbed today, I figure I'll just do the review of this right away. And what I'm reviewing is the brand new, just released today, Marvel Select Classic Eddie Brock Venom. This just hit comic book shops today. I was able to pick it up. I know a bunch of people on our forums were also able to kind of grab this figure. I'm going to go over all the articulation, paint, detail work on it, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts as we kind of go. Real quick, not real quick. This is going to be a longer review. This guy comes with so much stuff that I am completely amazed at the amount of accessories that he comes with. So I'm going to back up the camera and we're going to take a look at all his accessories. I'm just going to tilt the camera down. Alright, so the first thing he comes with is this like little backpack piece. And the arms are on here and they have hands. And we'll talk more about the articulation and all that. And all you do with this is there's no peg in the back of the Venom. This just kind of slides on and down. So this is kind of, I guess, well, at one point in the story, Venom was kind of going mad. So, you guys can't see that, sorry. There we go. So Venom was kind of going mad. So he had like all these different heads and different arms and whatnot. So that's really cool. That's one thing he comes with. He also comes with these two other little arms. And when I first got this figure, I had no idea where to put these. I thought maybe they went in his hands or they went over here to extend his arms out. And Jaybird from our forums is actually the one that pointed out to me. He actually has a little peg hole right there. And I think that's where these are supposed to go. Is they just slip in like that. So now Venom can have like 4 hands going on, and actually more than that, right? And that one's kind of tight. There we go. So Venom's got like a lot of hands going on. So that's really cool. So that's his one of his accessories. Again, this stuff is all removable. This pops right out. It's just basically a peg, and then this just you lift up and pull it right off. I'm gonna set the figure aside because I do want to spend more time with the accessories, because I really think that Diamond went way out of their way. These arms, and here's the back before I go any further. The arms on this are articulated, so they can swivel here. There's a single bend at the elbow joint. The hands do pop off, and the hands are all interchangeable. So Venom comes with these talon hands. He comes with fists, and he also comes with the hands that I have the figure sporting now, which is kind of like the gripping hands. These little heads are articulated. They can go around. These will also pop off if you want to use one of these heads on the figure itself, which I'll show you towards the end when we look at all the different configurations you can get your Venom in. So very cool. This makes for some really cool, interesting display. The only one that doesn't turn is this one here in the back. This one's affixed, but these 4 all turn, and these 4 all will pop off if you really want to. So that's really cool. Well, I have it here. So like I said, these hands just pop in and out. There's just a single little peg, and then you can pop on, let's say, a fist. Again, I'm trying not to lose anything in this room. I always lose stuff in the review room. I'm still looking for that batarang. So you can have a fist. But for the crazy hands, as I like to call them, I like to have these big gripping hands. When I got them in the package, these are the hands that they had on the main figure. So that's basically the backpack crazy hands. Very cool accessory. A lot of display options with this guy. That's one thing I'm going to say over and over again. There are many different ways you can display this Venom. And I will be doing a size comparison. So I'm going to set that aside. Hopefully where it doesn't fall. So like I said, the other thing you get is you get a set of fists. And the detail work on the fist is really nice. It has that raised web shooter. Which I don't know if you guys can kind of see that. it's sculpted in there. It's not actually just paint detail, which is really cool. He comes with a total of 3 heads he can sport, plus he can sport the little head if you really want to. So the head I have on him right now is like your classic McFarlane Spider-Man when he first drew Venom head. Very, 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 very cool. The other head he comes with is Eddie Brock in mid-transformation, and I'll pop this head on so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But the sculpt on this is incredible. Hopefully the camera's picking all that up. It is amazing. I can't stress enough. This guy, I was on the fence with getting him, and I saw him and I was like, alright, yeah, I gotta have him. And then he comes with this other Venom head, and from what I've heard, the tongue on this one is removable. I haven't tried to remove it, but oh, yep, it's removable. No jaw articulation, so the tongue, there's like a slit in the back of the mouth, and the tongue can just kind of go in. So again, that gives you some more. Let's see, I lost a head. That gives you some more display options. Mess with that in a minute, as I lose it again. And then the head I have on, like I said, is the classic McFarlane head. So before I start swapping out heads and showing you all the different hands on him, let's go over his articulation. So his head can go up about that far, so not really that far. It will go down quite a bit, so you can have him like looking down at Spider-Man. His torso joint, it's on an upper diaphragm joint, so it kind of goes forward about that much, back about that much. Not the best torso joint I've ever seen, or upper chest joint, or ab crunch, but it works. You can kind of get him in some good positions. He does have a waist cut right there, so he will swivel all the way around. His arms are on ball joints, so they'll go up. And the joints on mine are incredibly stiff, and they'll both go up that far. This joint on this side I've noticed is very, very stiff. Swivel at the bicep, a single bend at the elbow, and then a swivel at the wrist, because again, all the hands are swappable out. I don't want to break it, but the figure just needs to really be broken in. And for his hips, if you guys have seen any of the DC reviews I've done, the hips are basically like that. They're basically, it looks like very similar to the way that DC does their hips, where they'll go out about that far, they'll go up about that far, and you can get it back about that far. He has a thigh cut right above the knee, single joint at the knee, so it'll bend that far. And then for his feet, they'll go back, they'll go forward. There's no toe joint, and there's no ankle pivot. I think that's the only thing this figure is missing. But with the way the articulation works, you can still get him in some great poses where his feet are flat on the ground. Okay. Now, as far as the sculpt, the only thing that I dislike, again, I wish it had ankle pivot, and but again, I can forgive that, is if you look at the back. The way that they cut this arm joint, I wish they would have put more sculpt work or figured out a better way to do it, or given him double jointed elbows would have been perfect. But I mean, I can see why they did it, so like when his arms are like that, you don't see the joint. But most of the time when you're posing a figure, you're going to have his joints bent. And if you're shooting from the back, you're going to see that flat elbow right there. And that, it just doesn't look natural, I guess. Also on mine, I have some paint goofs in the back. Here, the spider isn't 100% clean. Me personally, I don't really care. I think it looks great. You know, it just means that my Venom is kind of down and dirty, so to speak. But anyway, that is pretty much the figure. Now let's go on to the fun part. Let's start swapping out hands and putting on the different heads. So first I'll show you what he looks like with all the different hands. So like I said, right now he's kind of got these like he's gonna coming to get you hands. So what we'll do is we'll go and put on the crazy hands. And if you guys do pick up this guy, I'd highly recommend getting a bag for all his accessories, because otherwise they will get lost. I know me personally, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep everything in a bag until I'm ready to put it in a picture. And to swap out the hands, you just basically pop the hand off and pop the hand on that you want. Do the same thing on this side. Pop this hand on, and now you have a Venom that has crazy hands. Again, that looks pretty cool, right? But if we're going to have a Venom with crazy hands, let's go ahead and give the Venom the crazy head. So let me just try to get his tongue back in. There it goes. Again, the tongue, you just have to push it in to the back crevice. His head just pops off. It is removable. And you can see it's got the little joints. It only goes that far up and down. And his head just pops on. There we go. And now we have crazy tongue Venom. He's going after Spider-Man. Okay. And then remember, I said that there was another head he comes with for his transformation. Goes. So I have the head on. You could have him kind of like reaching. Whoop. Put his arm back in. Maybe reaching behind him or something. I don't know. But let's see if we can get a little closer in on that head. The head sculpt on this, like I said, is incredible. And you can see it's Eddie Brock underneath there, and the symbiote is basically taking him over. Now, I didn't show you the packaging in this because you guys can go see other reviews online to get the packaging. Let's put his fist on him. So now we have a Venom where he's got his clenched fist. So if he's like punching Spider-Man, or if you want to give him a nice dynamic pose, you know, or he's web swinging. I think Venom web swings. Pretty sure he does. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a bunch of size comparisons. So real quick, I'm going to pop on the regular Venom head because for the most part for me, I wanted a classic Venom. You know, that's the whole reason I bought this guy. So I'm probably going to display it like this, probably with the hands that you saw in the beginning of the video, but I don't really feel like digging those back out, so we'll just leave them like that. And we're going to go on to size comparison. So let me back up the camera, put it down. Alright, so now we have Venom. Straighten out his legs a little bit, so you can get him standing up straight. There he is. Alright, so the first one I'm going to compare him to, and this is the Venom I was using in my Spider-Man display before I got this one, is the Sinister Six box set Venom. And you're going to see that there is a size difference. Basically, he comes up to about the top right there, right underneath his head. So this Venom is definitely shorter. This Venom is bigger. That's something to keep in mind for scale. So that's one Venom we're going to compare him to. The other Venom we're going to compare him to is the, I don't know, the Thunderbolts Venom, or the Dark Avengers Venom. This is a little better. He's bigger in the shoulder, so he doesn't look as off on scale. But again, you can definitely see, let's turn him side to side, there is some height difference there. So put him over to the side. And we have another Venom to compare him to, which is basically a repaint of the same Venom we first saw, or we just saw. This is this Scorpion Venom that came out in the Spider-Man line. Again, this Venom does tower over him. He's got the hunchback, if you will. So that's basically all the Venoms I could find that to compare him to. And that's it. Nope, just kidding. We got more. We're going to do 2 more size comparisons. So let me get these guys out of here, just so we have a clear palette, if you will. And the first one we're going to compare him to is Bucky Cap. I picked Bucky Cap because almost every single person has a Bucky Cap, or they know how big Bucky Cap is, or they've seen this mold. So again, as you can see, Venom is quite a bit taller than Bucky Cap. That's not necessarily a bad thing. In the comic books, I always remember Venom being bigger than Spider-Man, bigger than the other heroes. Should he be quite this tall? Again, if you play around with the pose... See, I almost lost Bucky Cap. If you play around with the pose, you can kind of get him so... You know, he's like... Venom is supposed to be a monster. That's the way I always thought about him. So you could definitely get it... and get some nice poses out of him. So I think he is in scale. Some people might disagree with that, but I think that this Venom is definitely in scale. So just kind of get him down. You know, you can get him in a really... I mean, I didn't really work at that. I just basically threw him in a quick pose. So let's take a look at Venom compared to the figure he's probably going to get posed with the most. Captain America. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually Spider-Man. And the Spider-Man I grabbed was my Fearsome Foes Spider-Man, where I did the custom head swap on it. This is my all-time favorite Spider-Man. It's the one I use in all my pictures. I like the Spider-Man better than the McFarlane Spider-Man. So as you can kind of see, it scales very well. That Spider-Man is a very tall, lanky Spider-Man, the way he's supposed to be, at least in my mind. So you can see him kind of facing off against Venom. I think it works. Turn it off to the side. You know, to me that's in perfect scale. Yeah, I mean, Venom is a little bit larger, but he's supposed to be. You know, he's supposed to be a little bit bigger. And different artists have drawn him different ways, but I think this Venom is a 10 out of 10. I think that if you don't have him in your collection, you need to go grab him for your collection. He's amazing. Diamond Select did an amazing job on this. The last figure that they did, the Agent Venom, I'll be honest, I wasn't that impressed with it. It was too tall. There were some problems with the joints. This Venom reminds me of the way I felt when I first got the Ultron Select. A perfect figure. You know, again, they knocked it out of the park with this one. You know, you could tell that they put a lot of love into it. They gave us a ton of accessories, and it's a cheap figure. It's $25. I paid $24.99 at my local comic shop, so $26 after tax. If you don't have this figure, go on Amazon, go on Big Bad Toy Store, go on any online retailer, and go get the figure now. Don't wait, run, go get him before he sells out. I can easily see this guy selling out and not coming back for a long time. So that's my spiel on him. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope you guys come back for another video. I'll be posting up some more stuff. I have a big delivery coming in on Friday, so look for that video either Friday night or Saturday. Some really cool stuff's coming too. Can't wait to get it. So anyway, that's it. This has been US Agent 27. Again, I'm from the MUCollectorClub.com forums, and I hope you've enjoyed this little review. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and come check us out on the MUCollectorClub.com forums for more toy reviews, toy pictures, you name it, we talk about it. Alright guys, thanks.